Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through Sunday. I have a couple new subscribers to the channel. Welcome. This is how we get down every Sunday. I basically just go through my notes. I study every day. You should be too. Let's just get into it and see what we can learn. This is really just for the hardcore heads. Some of you guys just want to sleep in. You don't need any extra game on Sunday. And some of us are programming. Some of us are up. Some of us have been up for hours. Let's see where this goes. I was thinking about this earlier in the week, just as a train of thought. I'm really tired of apocalypse people, both on the left and the right. Apocalypse is not on my to-do list, and maybe you can call me naive. Maybe you can think that I'm stupid. I'm not a prepper. I'm not out there building my ark like Noah, ready for the floods. There's a lot of flooding going on in South Florida, not my part of Florida. No, I'm not prepared for apocalypse, nor do I care. And you can't make me care. And you can't outrage me or fear me into caring. That's what a lot of the news does, is try to get you to be outraged or afraid. There's a lot of that online. There's a lot of YouTube channels where all they want you to do is be outraged or afraid. There's a lot of conversations where people engage in where they just want the result of it to be either outrage or fear. I'm not engaging in that. If World War III happens and I die, I die. If the floods come and you have your ark built and I drowned, oh well. You can all write songs about how stupid Sky was. I could give a fuck. I'm done with apocalypse people. You extreme alt-right militia members in the woods, training for revolution, Civil War, World War III, Red Dawn, yeah, Wolverines, whatever, dude. I'm sick of you. You liberal lunatics worried about doomsday and global warming and all that stuff. I am so sick of you. All I'm going to be doing is programming. All I'm going to be doing is moving forward in my life, checking off things on my list every day, and apocalypse isn't on my daily list. Let's go to the next one. It's a message to some of you angry men out there. Some of you guys are so angry at women. Women aren't your enemy. If you think women are your enemy, you have a serious problem. You're fucked up. Something's seriously wrong with you. You need help. You need therapy. Now, you may want to stay away from feminists. Feminists will make you angry. Feminists hate men. They don't respect men. They just want to fight with men. They want to compete against men for some reason. I've never, ever had the need, ever in my life, to compete against a woman. And for some reason, all these women want to compete against men. I don't get it. I don't hang out with them. I don't need to have conversations with them. But you don't need to look at women as your enemy. In fact, we want to honor women. At least good women. Honor a good woman. Move on to the next one. It's a good idea to work on your soft skills, at least for networking, building your social network or your business network. Sometimes that can be the same thing. There's a blurred line between your social network and your business network. But soft skills are going to be key with networking. These are your common sense skills, not the stuff that you're taught. Social skills, basically, but it may encompass a little bit more than just that. But some people have horrible social skills. Learn how to smile more, learn how to be polite, courteous, respectful. Learn how to speak articulately and elegantly, and use that when you need it. Have things to talk about. Learn how to talk about stuff other than apocalypse, you psychopaths. Let's move to the next one. We've talked about this before, but it's worth reiterating. I'm a big proponent of upgrading your image. Mind, body, and soul isn't just about polishing the inside. It's the outside too. You're going to get in better physical shape. The nutrition is going to build you muscle and clear up your complexion, maybe grow some of your hair back. It's going to do all kinds of things for you. It's going to make you look better in your clothes, and you can upgrade your closet, as I've been doing, and assume more of your boss-like role. This will help you in several areas. You always be the best dressed in the room, and this will help you. It'll help you be noticed. To be the best dressed in the room will help you be noticed. To be the best dressed in the room will help you to be taken seriously. It'll help you to be confident. It'll help you to be judged at the top as opposed to being judged at the bottom. And you are being judged. You may not like it. You don't like it. Oh, you hate to be judged. Too bad. And if you're going to be judged by society, by your friends, by the cops, by everyone, by your boss, by everyone, you might as well be judged at the top than the bottom, right? That's obvious. Be well groomed. Let's go to the next one. We've talked about a lot of this stuff before. I don't need to go over it again and again and again. I do life coaching and mentoring. Anybody wants to get on my schedule, you can contact me. I always put the website below. Let's philosophize on this for a second. You're not trapped inside your head or your body. You are a body. You're a mind, a body, and a soul all in one. You're not just one of those things. You're not just a branch on a tree. You are the tree. You're not a ghost in a shell. You ever see that Japanese anime movie? Came out, what, 30 years ago or so, maybe even longer? You're not just some spirit floating around inside your head. If we were to cut open your skull, there wouldn't be some little man sitting in a chair, video game chair with joysticks, like in Men in Black. It's a funny scene in Men in Black. No, you are this triumvirate, mind, body, and soul. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Past, present, and future. There's a connection to all these things. This is what you are. And it goes further than that. You're not just some alien that was dropped off on planet Earth. You're part of the planet. Your environment isn't just something that you're stuck in or living in. It is you. I have fish, I have piranhas. I have a big giant piranha tank, like a supervillain. And if you come over, I might shove your hand or your face down in there and let them chew your face off. But my fish are tied to their environment. If the water quality, and I do water tests, I have a whole test kit. If it gets off too much, and I know the range that they like to stay in, if it gets off too much, they get stressed out and they eventually die. They are their environment. You can't take them out of their environment. They won't live for long outside of the water, and the water has to be perfect. The water conditions have to be perfect. The way that the tank is set up has to be done right. There's a lot that goes into it, and they are that. It's not that they're just these aliens dropped off in that. It's what's keeping them alive. That's how they live. They're part of it. And you're the same with this planet. I had someone explain it like this, that you're like the eddies in the stream. If you've ever seen those little whirlpools, they call those eddies, those little whirlpools that develop in streams. Those exist as if they're a thing, but it's not a thing, it's just water moving through it. Let's move on to the next one. We can get lost in that conversation for a while. Here's some advice, a little Jordan Peterson advice. You know I like Jordan Peterson. What gives life meaning? Well, find a problem. And some of us in our coaching calls, we've talked about this before. How do you find meaning in life? You find a problem and you solve it. You solve problems. We're problem-solving creatures. We like to have a problem. We find our meaning and our purpose in waking up every day and moving forward towards a goal, towards a solution. So here's what I wrote down, the quote: "It's better to be engaged in the solution to a complex problem than to have no problems at all." Isn't that interesting? So let's go to the next one, because this is tied in. The next one is life is suffering. Some people complain about that. Some people revel in it. Life is suffering. Who would be happy about that? People who want to find meaning and purpose in their life, because suffering is not only something that we learn to endure, learn to accept. You have to accept it. But you also learn to alleviate it. This comes with wisdom. I suffer less than I used to because I'm wiser now. You'll never get rid of it completely, and I hope I never do. In the same way that I don't play the lottery, I don't need it. I'm not trying to get all that money at once. I'm perfectly happy working for it. Some people could never understand that. Just like they don't understand how suffering makes you stronger. These are the same people that don't go to the gym. And when people say no pain, no gain, they don't get it. They just think it's some kind of bodybuilder crap, some sort of meme catchphrase online. They don't understand it. Let's go on to the next one. A lot of these, you can think about this stuff for a long time. Here's a line in a song I wrote down. I thought this was just a good line in a song. Are you blind to the fact that you can't see? I think a lot of people are. I used to be. You gotta open your eyes. Open your eyes to the fact that you're blind. That's where you start. To realize that you're blind, to realize that you're ignorant, to realize that you're an idiot, that you're a fool, that you don't know as much as you thought you did, that you don't have any answers and any ideas. Maybe there's a whole lot going on in this world that you don't even know anything about. Maybe there's a whole world that exists right under your nose that you're not even able to see, like a blind person, because you haven't opened your eyes to it. I like music for that reason. I like lyrics. Make me think. Let's talk a little bit about communism. Karl Marx wrote a lot of poetry, and in that poetry, in his writings, there's a lot that's revealed about the true motives of the communist, of the socialist, of the postmodernist liberal. So, a lot of liberals, progressive liberals, of which I used to be one. I was very radical progressive many years ago. I'm from California, don't forget that. A lot of liberals love Karl Marx for some reason, because Karl Marx has these quotes like, "The workers of the world unite." That's a big one. People love that. Workers of the world unite. Oh, and these working class people love to hear that. It sounds like the union is going to finally get some rights for the worker. The workers of the world unite. We won't be treated so bad. That's what it sounds like, if you take it out of context. But if you leave it in the context and go just a line or two before he says the workers of the world unite, he also says in the Communist Manifesto that there should be a forcible overthrow of all existing conditions, and that the communist aligns himself with all revolutionaries for the sake of revolution, for the sake of tearing things down, for destruction for the sake of destruction, to destroy all existing conditions. So isn't that interesting, as we see these liberal elite, little rich college kids rioting in the streets of every American city? Isn't it interesting as we watch these postmodernist terrorists. That's what I think they are. Support Hamas, other terrorists, and somehow justify it through this ridiculous sense of false righteousness, as if they think they're helping. The conclusion that this guy had came up with after studying Karl Marx's writings and his poetry and his words was that not only was Marx, but communism itself is of the devil. Satanic. I don't know. Food for thought. Thanks for watching.